It's Reef The Lost Cauze, live and direct, Philly's finest, NBC730.com.
What's up? It's Embassy Interactive here with Reef The Lost Cauze. Reef, yo, I got a question. Do you remember the first time we ever really met?
No, I don't. Tell me about it. Where was it?
I'll give you a hint.
All right.
2004.
2004. Wow. 2004 had to be. It was either. Sheesh. Was it Juju Mob release party? Invisible Empire release party? The Mic Sounds Nice? I'm lost, man. Tell me.
You did a show with Ghostface.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
You did a show with Ghostface.
Yeah.
You were coming back
Wow.
from the pizza store.
Yeah, TLA. Yep.
Shook your head and was like, yo, I just want you to listen to this.
Word.
I don't know if you ever listened.
Yeah, word. I'm sure I did, man. Yeah. You had Michael Blackson on there, man.
Yeah.
How did you get him?
Huh?
How did you get him on there to host this?
Friend of the family.
Friend of the family. Oh, yeah. Okay. So is he from Philly or is he from Africa? Because I know a lot of Philly people that know him.
I know he lives in Philly.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly where exactly he's from, but yeah.
Word. Damn, man, that's a long time. 10 years, brother. That's what's up, man. Thanks for riding with me for so long, man.
No problem, man.
No doubt.
All right, now the TLA
Yeah.
still open.
Right.
A lot of venues closing.
Yeah.
I know you've been around for a while, so I know you've seen a lot as an artist.
Absolutely.
What do you think would be good to keep venues open for hip hop and things like that? What do you think is needed?
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing about it is it's just supply and demand. I think what's happening now with a lot of the hip hop spots closing, I think what people don't realize is there's been kind of a shift in the culture. And guys like us were coming up and we're younger. We would spend our Friday nights at a hip hop show watching dudes rhyme for 6 hours. You know, now these young kids, man, they're into the more the dance music scene, the trap music scene, whatever you want to call it. So instead of going to see a hip hop show on Friday night, they would rather go to a club and hear DJ spin. The DJ culture has always dominated in Philly, but now it's even more so than that. So I think what happened was quantity over quality. We have so many rappers now and so many hip-hop events that people took it for granted. So now, when you have a venue like the Blockley, or you have a venue like Fluid, you know what I mean, that caters to our style of hip-hop, to that more traditional style of hip-hop, to have artists like Ghostface or Dead Prez come and perform, or like Fluid having Pete Rock and DJ Premier. What happens is, it's our age group that they're catering to. When people get older, they got kids, they got families. So these younger guys, man, they run stuff now, and they're not feeling that same vibe that we did. It's a whole different movement, it's a whole different style. So it's either we're gonna have to find a way to cater to the youth and the older generation and meet somewhere in the middle, or this stuff is gonna keep happening where spots that you and I frequent and love are gonna keep closing down because we're in that age group that the type of music and type of people that they cater to just don't support as much anymore. People don't have as much money anymore, people don't have as much time. It's just a sign of the times, because it's not just hip-hop venues that's closing, it's restaurants, it's clothing stores. It's just, if you look all around, man, it's very hard to keep a business open anymore, especially a venue that caters to, boom bap style hip-hop. The venues that are really successful right now are spots like Union Transfer, spots like TLA and Electric Factory, because they're able to have bigger names, whereas the spots for the local artists, they're kind of dying, So.
All right. Now, what was your inspiration to re-release The Highlight?
Well, it was mainly my producer, Sleep A, who had been working with for, he did the first record. And, we came to a point where we wanted to try to, revisit some of my older work. A lot of my older work kind of fell through the cracks. A lot of people don't know about The Highlight or Invisible Empire, things that came out before my first real record was in stores. So what I'm trying to do now is go back and re-release a lot of stuff, because if you haven't heard it, it's new to you. Yeah. So even it could be old as dirt, but there are people now with YouTube re-releasing songs and videos that were 6, 7, 8 years old that have an impact now because people didn't hear them then. So I think that was one of the main things, and also to celebrate and reflect on where I've been and where I'm coming from. So I'm going to be doing that with a lot of my older stuff. I'm going to be trying to get it re-released and get out there. It was never on iTunes. It was never anywhere you could find it or purchase it. So it was always, illegal download. But we're now trying to get it, correct. So, yeah.
All right. Now, Actually, right now we're at the spot somewhere where you first worked.
Yeah.
I actually used to work right down the street.
Yeah, word.
Back when that was Core States Bank.
Wow. Before it was the Wachovia, then Wells. Like it just
First Union.
Yeah.
My first job.
Word.
What advice today would you give 1997, 1998 Reef The Lost Cauze?
Woo! Man, you got an hour or two? I mean, I think number one would have been I got serious and more focused about it about 4 or 5 years into my career. Before that, I was in and out. I still had a job. I still was trying to maintain a regular life while doing the music. And if you want to go all in, you have to go all in. Looking back on it, there was opportunities where, you know, I love Philly, but I maybe should have, I had opportunities to live in New York where there was more opportunities for me for my music, but I was scared to leave my comfort zone. So that's one thing. I definitely would have left my job early. I definitely would have left all those concerns behind, because now that I'm older, there's a lot of things. I have a family now. I can't just pick up and go now.
Yeah.
So I think that a lot of times people, with their dreams and things that they want to do, they're scared to really try. So for me, it would have just been a little bit more push and a little bit more effort in the very beginning as opposed to later on. I mean, I've always worked hard, I've always grinded, but I always kind of was scared to let go of this. I didn't leave this job, this place, until 2007, you know, 5-6 years into my career, when looking back on it, I should have left a lot earlier. I should have, you know, not let anybody or anything stop me from really going all in. And also just, you know, knowing that most of it's all bullshit. There were a lot of things in my life that I held on to for a long time that I shouldn't have. You know, if you're able to let go of stuff that isn't good for you. I was, you know, in a relationship that wasn't really going anywhere. You know, I was at a job that wasn't really going anywhere. So it's just things that I wish I could just change going back, and had I known what I know now. But that's what life's about, man. You don't know. Hindsight's always 20/20. So there are a lot of things I would have changed, but you can't change. You got to take the good with the bad. It's all life lessons, you know. But I would talk to that kid about a lot of things. I probably would have gotten my college degree. You know what I mean? I definitely would have, you know, people that were around me that I knew weren't really good for me. I should have gotten rid of them a little bit sooner than I did. So there's a lot of stuff that you can reflect on, but that's what life's about. Like I said, you can't go back. You know, if we could, there'll be a lot of changes everywhere. You know? You know?
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, now let's just hear about you doing spoken word soon.
Oh man, yeah, January 24th at Warm Daddy's. Stacy, fly girl, does an event there. Yeah, shout out Stacy, always putting on for the city. She puts an event on at Warm Daddy's called Wordplay. I believe it's once a month or once every other month. And you know, they just have people come through and do spoken word. You know, me and my friends, you know, we like to laugh about it, but it's a very serious art form. You know, I just feel like there's a lot of pretentious people in that world, but there's plenty of pretentious people in rap too, R&B, you know, media, whatever you do, there's pretentious people. But I wanted to try something different. I wanted to step out of my comfort zone and really try to do something that would be fun and new to me, because I've done, it's different than someone asking me to come to a rap show. You know, this is just me doing that. So I'm excited, man. I actually, before we met, I was, you know, on the bus listening to different rhymes that I could maybe translate into a spoken word, or I might just write a whole new piece. I don't know yet, but it's something that I'm looking forward to, because it's new, it's challenging, and it's exciting, but it's gonna be hilarious, I think, in the end. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, you got your start doing bailing
Yes.
and everything like that.
Yes.
Fluid, seeing you in the paper. That's how I first found out about you in the
Shout out to
music.
Damon Williams, man. He put on
Damon
a lot of
Williams,
people in
Dr.
the
Shock,
paper.
and all them.
Yep.
Niggas dicks, dog, I'm a rhino. You wear the U in Jersey because you won't break in the finals. And while we talk about your jersey, yo, God, don't make me start. You the first nigga I know with a throwback from Walmart. Oh my God, when I come back and kill him. On the real, you got to feel the rhythm. I don't really want to battle Montel Williams. I like your show. Got to turn on face it, come through like fucking chasing.
Do you think today Philly MCs could have like a battle environment like that today?
I don't think so. I think that the playfulness and the love of the art has been replaced by ego and a lot of, you know, just that whole thing is overrated and oversaturated now. When we did it, it was still like, first of all, we rhymed on beats. You know, now it's become this spoken word like comedy show. I just don't see it. For me personally, I don't see the the end game with battling anymore. There was a time where you could be a dope battle MC and maybe transfer that over into a career, but I think there's so many people doing it now that it's kind of been oversaturated. You know, I'm friends with a young kid named Mike Voss who was on BET Cipher, and you know, a lot of people, all they want to ask him is, why aren't you battling anymore? And he's just trying now to focus on his career. And I know a lot of MCs like that got caught up just continually doing the battle thing. You know, another guy is DNA, who I think is really great, but a lot of people don't want to hear anything from him but the battle stuff. So for me, it was kind of like a stepping stone. It was something to get my name out there, but I had to leave it behind because I didn't want to be pigeonholed that. But I don't think Philly MCs can really do that now and really make something of it, because if you notice, there was a time when that was hot. All those DVD guys, for the most part, most of them didn't really do anything outside of that. And I'm not knocking any of those brothers, because a lot of them were incredible MCs. I just feel like they got caught up and comfortable in being on those, you know, hood DVD battle joints, and now they can't really get any further than that. So that's not something that I would recommend for anyone. It's fun. It used to be. If it's something that you're into, definitely do it, but don't make it your main focus. That would be my only advice.
Okay. And speaking of battling and Cipher and stuff, you ain't have to do that at Cipher, man.
Oh, no, I did.
Law minuscule, catch a hot flash like an old broad with menopause. 12 years in this shit, I've been a star. I'm the proof the existence that there is a God. Cause I spit your head to the white meat. The guns roar so loud you think that it was bike week. I'm from Philly, where the course of light cheap. 50 bones get you gone by Ricans down Pike Street. I'm not a blog creation, I'm not a hype beast. I'm the embodiment of dope rhymes and hype beats. I'm Beanie Siegel and Ice-T. My first fucking words were fight me.
You know why a lot of people say, like, damn, why'd you go so hard? Why'd you? I mean, for my money, you know, that world or that environment of Philly MCs, for the, you know, I'm not taking away anything from Jimmy the Saint or any of those guys, because, you know, they put on for the city, but I feel like my type of music, the guys that I roll with, the MCs that I deal with, they're not really respected in that world. It's almost looked at as like, oh, you're some backpacker, you know what I mean? This is what the streets do. So my whole point in going so hard for that was to prove to them, and to prove to myself as well, that like, yo man, I can hold my own with anybody, you know what I'm saying? So I went hard for that main reason, because I wanted people to be like, well, who is this guy? Because there's a lot of people in Philly, as popular as I may seem to a lot of people, there's a lot of people in Philly that don't even know I exist. So that was my opportunity to make a statement for people that normally wouldn't check me out. I wanted them to know, and from that, a lot of things happened as far as people recognizing that didn't recognize before. So, but yeah, I tried to sun them niggas, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna keep it real with you, you know what I mean? I tried to sun niggas, so. Yeah.
All right. Now we're gonna get a little creative.
Yeah. Okay.
If you could do your dream Cipher.
Okay.
All Philly MCs.
All Philly MCs
from different eras. One person from each era.
Okay.
Who would you be in it with?
All right. So from each era, so we're gonna start at the very beginning. You know, at the top, I would probably have EST, because he's, you know, one of the idols. Later in the 90s, Last Emperor or Bahamadia, Last M. Shout out to him, man. That's, man. You know, it breaks my heart that there are so many dudes from this city that don't even know who that guy is, and he's one of the illest MCs that ever rhyme. Philly, period. So I would have EST, Last M, from the, you know, state prop days, whatever you want to call it. I love Cheek Raw, obviously Beans. Throw Beans in there. From the new era now, you know, you could throw Chill in there. You could throw Brasco. Brasco's one of my favorites right now. There's a kid out of Jersey, you know, he's not Philly, but this dude Screw Tape. I love Screw's music. So if you could throw all them in a pot and have me rock with them, that'd be awesome. And it wouldn't be no battle shit. It would just be mutually respected MCs going at it. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
All right. Now, what can the fans expect from you this year? Yeah. In addition to the highlight coming out last year?
Right.
What else you got going on?
Well, this year is a very busy year for me. I'm excited. We have the Beard Game record, which is myself, Jack Frost, Freeway, Malik B from the Roots, my man Tanner the Beast, a West Philly legend who, you know, he never got his fair shot, but he's an incredible MC. That's the Beer Game record. That's coming in the spring, excuse me. The Army of the Pharaohs crew that I deal with, Vinny Paz, Planetary from Outer Space, a whole bunch of underground MCs. We have a record coming. And then I have a new record with my brother Iman. For those who don't know him, he's one of the best DJs in the city. He does a party called The Bounce every month. He's also produced a lot of club records and things like that. It's a very different sounding record, but I'm excited because it's me stepping out of my comfort zone again. So that's coming all this year, and then I'll be working on a new solo record as well, to hopefully be dropping. I have to get it out by the fall. So, you know, man, just a lot of new music coming out, a lot of new visuals coming out. I'll be back on the road in February. Look for dates. I probably might be in your town. You know, man, just consistently grinding and trying to just make the best music I can, put on the best shows I can, and continue to be an ambassador and a representative for Philly and Philly hip-hop, man. I love my city, and I love all the new talent that's coming out. We have right now some of the best talent, and these guys have a lot more, you know, through the internet and things like that. They have a lot more opportunities than guys like myself had coming up, and I love to see what they're doing right now. You know, there was always this wall or this window here, a ceiling, if you will, that it doesn't seem like it's there anymore. And I love being a part of that, and I love seeing this city continue to rise up in respect. So I'm just excited for the music and the scene of Philly, and I can't wait to be, you know, continue to be a part of it. Yeah.
All right, and before we finish up,
Yeah.
what you think the Eagles are gonna do next year?
Man, you know.
Sorry to bring it down.
Nah, I know, man. It's just like an abusive relationship, you know. Like, you think they're gonna change, and you think so. I hope the Eagles have a great season, but at the end of the day, I'm tired of great seasons or great playoff runs. I want a fucking ring, man. I don't want to have this argument with all my, you know, Dallas friends or my, you know, Redskin friends who still bring up the championships from the 70s and 80s. The Giants fans, my Boston people, they all got rings. I want one goddamn ring. The only ring that we've had in this city since I've been alive, well, besides from the Phillies, but I'm not a big baseball guy, was the Sixers in '83. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And I was 2 years old. Like, I want to be alive for that parade. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was happy the Phillies won, but I'm not a big baseball guy, so I was fronting like a lot of niggas. Like, niggas was running out buying jerseys. Shit, never watched the game.
That was my greatest day.
Yeah, you're a baseball fan. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, man, I'm out there like, Ryan Utley, you know what I mean? Chase Howard killed the niggas. Like, yo, I want to genuinely be a part of a celebration of Philly sports. So, go Eagles, but all that great season, great playoff run don't mean nothing unless we get a fucking ring. So, yeah, that's my, if it don't happen, I'm not, you know, I'm not going to be disappointed, but I'm not going to be excited either. So,
All right, Reef The Lost Cauze, Embassy Interactive.
Yes, sir.
Reef, thank you
always
again,
a pleasure,
man.
Thank you for supporting and always holding down real hip hop, man.
Thank you. Keep doing your thing, man. Appreciate it.
I woke up early on my born day, connect with Hodge. I gotta thank my family, I gotta thank God. I gotta thank my fans, I gotta thank my son, cause of y'all I'm still here, and I'm still #1.